We will walk through just war theory in plain language so you can judge when, if ever, military force is moral. First, you will see the two main questions the theory asks. When is it right to start a war? How must fighters act once a war begins? After that, we will test each rule against real cases. Keep this checklist handy. It will help you spot weak arguments the next time a leader talks about using force. War is messy, yet history shows that clear rules limit harm. Without rules, violence drifts toward terror and revenge. Just war theory grew out of that problem. It offers 10 tests that work like guardrails. If a plan fails even one test, it is suspect. If it passes all of them, it still demands close watch, but it earns a moral presumption in its favor. The theory splits the moral work into two branches. The first, jus ad bellum, asks whether starting a fight is justified. The second, jus in bello, asks whether the fight is being run fairly. A war can be right to begin, yet fought wrongly, or it can be wrong from the start, even if individual soldiers try to act with care. You need to check both. Only a body that holds lawful power may green-light war. In the United States, that means Congress, not the president alone. On the global stage, it means a state defending itself or acting with clear Security Council backing. Private firms, militias, and loose coalitions have no standing unless they act through such bodies. This rule stops rogue actors from turning private quarrels into public disasters. Defense against real aggression or the stop of an imminent massacre counts as a just cause. The 1991 push to kick Iraqi forces out of Kuwait meets that bar. Grabbing resources, chasing influence, or answering mere threats does not. Leaders must show solid evidence, not guesswork. If later facts prove the cause false, as happened with claims of Iraqi weapons of mass destruction in 2003, the war fails this test retroactively. The motive behind the order must match the stated cause. Help civilians because they face a massacre, not because oil fields sit nearby. Remove an invader to restore lawful borders, not to punish or humiliate. Hidden gains, land, prestige, markets, spoil the claim of justice. Intent also shapes peace terms. If leaders want vengeance, they will set harsh conditions that plant seeds for the next war. Force comes only after talks, sanctions, and every other peaceful tool have failed or are plainly useless. In 1999, NATO struck Serbian units only after months of failed diplomacy and escalating ethnic cleansing in Kosovo. If leaders skip or rush the non-violent steps, they break this rule and place the burden of proof on themselves. A plan that cannot work is not just. Certain harm for no gain is unjust. The 1961 Bay of Pigs invasion had little chance from the start and thus failed this test. By contrast, Britain's 1982 recapture of the Falklands passed because military and logistical realities pointed to a clear, limited victory. Even with a just cause, leaders must weigh expected good against expected harm. Stopping an imminent genocide may justify heavy costs. Grabbing a sliver of land never will. If projected civilian deaths or economic collapse exceed the benefit, the war flunks this check. Once fighting begins, combatants must aim at other combatants, never at civilians or their basic infrastructure. Precision weapons, careful intelligence, and clear rules of engagement are tools, not excuses. Without them, commanders must hold fire. Every strike must promise a concrete military gain large enough to outweigh predicted collateral damage. If new information shows higher civilian risk, commanders must cancel or alter the mission. The test repeats for every shot, not just the first day of war. Prisoners of war are owed food, water, medical care, and safety from abuse. Violations from Japanese camps in 1942 to 45 to Abu Ghraib in 2003 spark retaliation, stain legitimacy, and invite legal action. Regular inspection and clear command responsibility keep abuses in check. When the guns fall silent, duties remain: clear landmines, rebuild services, investigate crimes, and hold trials or offer vetted reintegration. Skipping this work often plants seeds for the next round of violence, as seen in Iraq after 2003. In sum, although just war theory cannot promise clean wars, of that there is no such thing, what it can do is offer us a moral checklist that filters out the worst ideas and restrains the rest. 10 tests: legitimate authority, just cause, right intention, last resort, probability of success, proportionality before combat, distinction, proportionality during combat, humane treatment of captives, and post-conflict justice form the guardrails. Use them the next time a leader claims force is the only answer.